So, the pandemic was hard on everyone, right? Especially industries that mainly survived on revenue from large, tightly packed gatherings? Wrong. You see, rules of the regular world don't apply to you when you're leading the most successful entertainers ever. Korean popular music. No matter how you feel about the bustling industry, you've encountered it. Known for the immersive experiences they provide, and more importantly, their dedicated fan bases. Hordes of people are swept off their feet by K-pop bands. So here comes the question. Why is it so damn hard to be a casual fan of these idol groups? Parasocial relationships are a big buzzword in social media today, but it was a term defined way back in 1956. I won't go into all the elaborate flowery language, but in the present day, it just means an intense, one sided relationship with a fictional character or a celebrity. Basically, Stan Twitter. Modern research has outlined a few causes that create and deepen these connections. The addressing style of the subject, which includes any form of non-verbal acknowledgement of the audience, verbally addressing the audience, the perceived attractiveness of the subject, and finally, the perspective taking ability of the audience, which essentially refers to how well the audience is able to understand the subject's perspective. So, yeah. We're all aware of how a large part of the marketability of idols is how they seem single and ready to mingle, or in any case, to be a new best friend forever. But Korean entertainment agencies have gotten the science of getting you obsessed down to an even finer point. Take, for example, the ability to adopt a celebrity's perspective. An important aspect of most K-pop groups is showing the audience how they're accessible and just like you, or in other words, staging or displaying normalcy. Vlogs and live streams on a variety of platforms are part and parcel of being an idol. An interesting thing to note is that even though idols are almost always surrounded by a large crew, these individuals never appear in the frame. If they do, they're almost always blurred out. Privacy is obviously a major concern, but in a way, this personalizes the interaction between the idol and the viewer, making them feel like they are the only one receiving the idol's attention. There's even apps to text your favorite idols and to receive messages back, only enhancing this form of digital intimacy. Group dynamics play a major role in captivating fan attention. We were already lonely and we just got lonelier. And to absolutely no one's surprise, our screen times increased. Nothing to soothe the eyes than a bunch of talented, attractive people bouncing off of each other's energies, right? Reality shows are also a big ingredient in earning emotional investment. Audition survival shows frequently follow the journeys of idols before they debut, shedding light on the sheer hard work and grit it took for beloved groups to make it big. Shows like Kingdom Legendary War pit idols against one another, but audiences also get to see more of their human side, as well as interactions between the multiple groups that they adore. A big qualm that a lot of people have with the K-pop industry is the claim that it eliminates artistic integrity. This is being combated with more and more fourth generation groups being self-produced, but sometimes this freedom is staged. Final decisions almost always belong to the head of the entertainment agency, and at times, the durations between comebacks are elongated to convince the audiences of the artist's input. Another important aspect is the target audience. The K-pop industry targets, well, everyone. Globalization is high on these companies' agendas, and I think it's fair to say that they've achieved it. However, it all started with the founder of SM Agency, one of Korea's leading entertainment agencies. Lee Soo-man's Culture Technology Guide is an extremely detailed manual that describes everything from what color eyeshadow is to be worn to what chord progressions are to be used per country. This jumpstarted the process used today in assembling and managing idol groups. Many bands today have at least one foreign member, and despite the K-pop members frequently sing and perform in languages other than Korean. The music itself, as any listener might be able to put together, is heavily influenced by genres such as R&B and hip-hop, ones that are already popularized in the rest of the world. Many K-pop songs today also utilize an English catchphrase, one that a listener can catch on to and repeat. But in doing so, the industry hasn't forgotten its origins. Korean culture is very much at the forefront, being the driving force for many of K-pop's latest ventures. With the industry bringing in a large amount of national revenue, it is utilized as a soft power by South Korea's government, which refers to a country's ability to attract foreign publics. Many international audiences also claim that they are drawn to the parts of Korean culture that idols indulge in, be it their modest behavior or the food that they consume. Another seemingly unintentional audience that has been catered to is the LGBTQIA+ community. K-pop, with its highly androgynous approach, especially towards male presentation, normalizes the subversion of gender roles for many. Although shipping real people is never a good thing to do, studies show that the physical closeness, or skinship, exhibited by idols helps audiences be more comfortable with their own sexual or romantic expressions. In addition to all this, K-pop caters to different people in general. For example, the range of themes they talk about in their songs varies from fan obsession to the digital prison. There are also roles assigned to members, personas that they assume when in front of a camera. There are rappers, singers, dancers, and visuals in every group. You want it, they got it. Something that must be acknowledged is the sheer scale and magnitude of each undertaking. K-pop is all about larger-than-life concepts, with the production of performances and stages being dazzlingly perfect each time. Sometimes there is actual world building, such as aespa's AI avatars and the Lunaverse. No wonder it's so easy to lose yourself. These are literally alternate universes. Even the androgyny showcased by male idols is a fantasy of sorts, a colorful world where discriminatory gender roles aren't forced on anyone. In sharp contrast, the feminine image in K-pop has largely been one of demure purity or badass sexiness, but that's a topic for later. Okay, so all this work goes into creating a fandom. What now? K-pop fans often get branded as obsessive and intense, but this is misguided. If anything, it's a community that was intentionally created, and individuals that are part of it are doing their best to contribute to what they believe in.
To organizations fighting for racial equality.
K-pop fandoms are actually being studied as communities in practice due to the variety of roles they play and the amount of diligence with which they carry out their goals. They contribute to society, and all they want to do is see their favorite idol succeed. Sure, sometimes things go overboard, but isn't that the case with most good things? The industry requires long hours of effort from young people, but most aspiring trainees give it out of their own volition. If anything, these fandoms are truly well deserved. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Either way, have a great day.